It is Teenage DC Fan, back with another video, and in today's video, I'll be talking about the future of the DCEU, and the possible slate for the movies going forward, at least within the next couple years. So, what you're seeing on screen here is not really what I'm talking about. Most of the movies on this list aren't on, what I'm going to talk to you about. I just wanted a picture of a DCEU slate, so you can kind of just ignore that. But anyway, I have some information about the DC movies that will be coming out within the next few years. I don't know, the years that they'll be coming out and stuff like that, but I know the movies and, the villains and stuff like that. So, starting off with the obvious ones, Birds of Prey. Of course, we've known about this for a while because they've been shooting it, and they're pretty much done with it. It wouldn't surprise me if we get the trailer for that movie soon, maybe even at Comic-Con. That would be a nice place to debut the trailer. So, what we know about that movie is that it's going to have Harley Quinn, it's going to have Black Canary, Huntress. I think that's it for the Birds of Prey team. It's also going to have Renee Montoya. And then the villains are going to be Black Mask played by Ewan McGregor. I'm not sure if I said that right. Probably didn't, but oh well. And then also Victor Zsasz. I'm looking forward to see how they portray Zsasz in this, because if you've been watching my channel for a while, then you know that I watched Gotham when that was on, and Victor Zsasz was on that show, and I loved their interpretation of Zsasz on that. He was such an awesome character on that. So I hope that this version of Zsasz in Birds of Prey is very similar to that. Although I would be good with something new, but I hope it's good. Then moving on to Wonder Woman 84, of course we also know about this. This is coming out in May of next year. Also, Birds of Prey is coming out next year as well. So for Wonder Woman, the villains are going to be Maxwell Lord. Can't remember for sure who's playing him. But then Cheetah is going to be played by Kristen Wiig. Still not sure how to feel about that because she's a comedian actress. So I guess we'll just have to see how that's going to go. And then the Suicide Squad, which is a sequel, but at the same time a reboot of the first Suicide Squad movie. So, not really sure which one it is. But we know the team. Harley Quinn and Boomerang are going to be returning. Amanda Waller is going to be in the movie again. Rick Flag is going to appear again. And then there's going to be the new members of the team, which is going to be Idris Elba as Bronze Tiger. I'm really looking forward to see that. Polka Dot Man's going to be in there. I don't remember the name of the guy that's playing him, but it's the guy that was in the Ant-Man movies that was, he was working for the X-Con company, one of Lewis and Scott's friends, if you are a Marvel fan as well, then you probably know what I'm talking about. But then we also have King Shark in there, Ratcatcher, and Peacemaker. And then apparently the villains that they're going to be fighting in this movie are the Cell Onslaught. Apparently there's some type of aliens, and they're in talks with Benicio del Toro to play their leader. Benicio del Toro's awesome, so if he gets cast in that role, then it's going to be awesome. Now moving on to the Batman. Obviously there's been a lot of recent news coming out about this movie. Of course, with Robert Pattinson officially being cast as the Batman, and then us finding out what the villains are, which is Riddler, Two-Face, Catwoman, Penguin, Mad Hatter, and Firefly. And you may be thinking that that's a lot of villains, but when it comes to Batman, there's really never too many villains. So I'm excited to see that. We're not really sure, like, if that's going to be part of the DCEU or if it's going to be its own thing. Like, it could be part of the DCEU, and it could be, like, 20, 30 years before what we see of Batman in Batman v Superman. And now moving on to the Joker. It's going to be a Joker origin movie. I don't think there's necessarily going to be, like, a bad guy like most superhero movies would have. But it's basically just going to be an origin movie. And I don't think that this takes place in the DCEU because, one's Jared Leto, one is Joaquin Phoenix. And, the Jared Leto version kind of sucked. Well, it didn't really suck. Jared Leto's a good actor. He did good with what he was given to work with, but it wasn't much. Like, mostly the design of the character was just what threw me off. But I like the way that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker looks, so I'm excited to see how this movie plays out. And it is going to be rated R, so that's something to take note of. And then moving on to The Flash. So The Flash has been delayed a lot. Like, there's been a lot of problems with this movie. Like, they've kept changing directors, rewriting the script. We still don't know if Ezra Miller is going to reprise his role as the Flash. Like, he might get recast, we're not sure. But according to rumors, we do know the villains. So the main villain would be Reverse Flash, and that the way that they're going to play out the story is that it's going to be like Eobard Thawne and Barry Allen are like close friends, but then as their friendship goes on, it starts to turn into a feud or like hatred, and then that's why they've obviously fight. So Reverse Flash might even be like a mentor to him, kind of, because of course he's from the future. And then Captain Cold and Heatwave are also said to appear in the movie. Not like big roles, but they will be in the movie. At one point, the Rogues were supposed to be the main villains of the movie, and if you don't know who the Rogues are, it's basically a team of Flash villains consisting of Captain Cold, Heatwave, Captain Boomerang, so that would be a nice reference to the Suicide Squad movie. It also has the Top and Mirror Master. Of course, there's been other iterations with other members and stuff like that, but that's just the main group that I think of when I think of the Rogues. So, we really don't know, like, when this Flash movie is going to happen. If Ezra Miller's still in it, he has to finish filming the third Fantastic Beasts movie, and then after that he would, I'd assume that he'd start filming The Flash, but that's if they have the script and everything else ready by then. So definitely don't expect this movie within the next couple of years. Now moving on to The Trench. So we got our first look at the Trench in the Aquaman movie. They were those fish creatures that attacked Arthur and Mira when they were on the boat. So they're getting their own movie. And it's just going to be some marine divers that are going to encounter the Trench. So it's basically just going to be a horror movie, but it takes place in the same universe as Aquaman and the rest of the DC extended universe. So it's gonna be a very low budget movie, and the marine divers are probably gonna be like television level actors, but that's fine because this is still probably gonna easily make Warner Brothers uh, quite a bit of money because horror movies always do good at the box office. Plus, it's technically a superhero movie, so I don't think we'll see Aquaman or any of those characters pop up. We might, but I doubt it. Now moving on to Black Adam. So basically in Black Adam, at one point he's going to end up fighting the Justice Society, which is going to consist of Hawkman, Atom Smasher, and Stargirl. So it'll be cool to see a live action adaptation of those characters. We saw Hawkman on DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and I really like that version, so I'm interested in seeing how they top that if they can. Atom Smasher, I don't think we've seen him in live action, but Stargirl, she appeared in one episode of Legends of Tomorrow, and she's getting her own TV show on the DC Universe streaming service. That hasn't come out yet, though, so we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out. And then the main villain of the movie that Black Adam will be fighting will be Vandal Savage. So Vandal Savage is like, basically he was a caveman, and then a meteor struck him, and then he got immortality, and he can time travel and stuff. So basically he's been alive for millions or billions of years. And he's just, I don't know. But what I do know is that Shazam 2 is definitely coming out sometime soon. I, unfortunately, have not seen the first movie yet. I'll see that when it comes out on Blu-ray sometime in July. And all I really know about this is that the villains are going to be Dr. Savannah and Mr. Mind. Yeah. And then Aquaman 2, this is also pretty expected, because Aquaman did really good at the box office. Jesus, like I can't speak today. But the villains of that are, of course, going to be Black Manta and Siren. I didn't know who Siren was, but apparently she's Mira's sister. So that'll be cool to see. And then there's two other movies that, like, they're in really early development. Like, there's no casting at all. But Supergirl, there have been some, like, rumors of who they're looking for. One that's been brought up quite a bit that I would love to see as Supergirl is Lily Reinhart. Of course, if you watch Riverdale, then you know that she plays Betty Cooper. I also watched that, and she's an amazing actress. And I think she would be great as Supergirl. And apparently in this movie, Supergirl will be fighting Brainiac. And then the other movie I was talking about is the Green Lantern Corps. And the villain of this would be Sinestro. And yeah, so this is pretty much the information that I have for you today about the upcoming movies when it comes to DC. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video so I can bestow all my DC knowledge upon you.